Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. We are living in very special times. We are in the final generation, the generation that will enter the days of Mashiach, and the prophecies are unfolding before our very eyes. And folks, to understand this, we need to realize that there's a few aspects of the Messianic era. And of course, there's going to be a certain point. There's going to be a point where the Mashiach reveals himself. And that's it. Everyone's going to know that the Mashiach's here, and we're going to enter the days of Mashiach. But there's a few aspects to it, and I made a video a few weeks ago about this idea. And this is the idea that a lot of people think the Mashiach times are just an era. It's not. They don't know that it's a person. They think it's just a time period. It's an era. It's a state of reality. And the truth is it's both. But it is a person. There will be a person, a king, who will be the Mashiach. And there will also be the world will enter the days of Mashiach, will enter the Messianic era, will enter the redemption, will enter an excellent time period. It will be an era. But what's important to note is while we're waiting for the Mashiach to reveal himself at every moment, wait for him all day long. However, the process of Mashiach times are constantly moving towards us and constantly penetrating the world deeper and deeper. And we're in the beginning processes of the redemption. And the Rebbe explains this, that the world is coming close to the days of Mashiach. Over 30 years ago, the Rebbe said this, that all the work has already been completed. We just have to accept the Messianic era. Meaning, we've already transformed all of the darkness into light. We just have to get out of the darkness and accept the light and recognize the light that's already here. It's about fixing ourselves, fixing our things, the negativity that we've become accustomed to. We have to get used to accepting that the Mashiach times are about to arrive. We have to get excited. And the wars that are going on in the world, it's very sad to see that there's wars going on in the world. But these wars are from the Almighty, and the Almighty is conducting the world in a way where everything is to accelerate the process of Mashiach. All the traumatic events that have taken place over the past few years, you turn on the news, you see tragedy here, tragedy there, terrible news, painful things occurring. We have to recognize that these are all accelerations of the Messianic era. We have to use every piece of news, every situation that comes to us, we have to see, how can I get closer to Hashem? How can I improve myself? How can I focus more on my studies and my learning and my prayer? How can I help those around me more? How can I fight for Hashem more? How can I strengthen my emunah in Hashem, my faith in Hashem? And these are all ways that we fight the wars of Mashiach. We fight the wars of Hashem. That there's a war going on right now. The war of ideas, a war of faith, a war of love, a war of positivity. And every time we go against our nature, every time we have a desire to sin but we overcome it, or every time we don't want to do a good deed but we overcome ourselves and we do it, we are defeating another piece of the evil. We're defeating another soldier of the evil inclination, and we are coming just a step infinitely closer to the days of Mashiach. That one extra deed can actually bring Mashiach, one extra good deed. And we learn Chassidus that this world is the lowest of worlds. But because God created the world with a potential to experience the divine, that already within the world there's the ability for God to be revealed within it. By us doing good deeds, by us learning Torah, by us spreading Torah, by us following Hashem's commandments, we channel down the divine light. It's a formula, it's a system in which God created that each mitzvah, there's so many different types of mitzvahs. There's 613 mitzvahs, commandments from Hashem. Each mitzvah draws down a different aspect of the divine light, or draws down the divine light in a different way, to cause a different form of revelation of God. Meaning, each mitzvah brings down a different revelation of Hashem through a different lens. Some reveal some more of Hashem's kindness. Some reveal some more of Hashem's awesomeness. Some mitzvahs reveal more of Hashem's wisdom. But it is our job to do the mitzvah with our physical bodies. The action is the most important. And we have to focus when we do a mitzvah. But we have to realize that this is a commandment of the divine. and that the time is running out, that we don't have much time left till Mashiach arrives. Of course, this is a very happy thing, but by that same token, we have to remember what has been taught to us in a Yom Yom by the Frierdiker Rebbe, where the Frierdiker Rebbe explains to us very clearly. We have to focus now on this one. This is something very serious that you should all focus on. That is the following, that when Mashiach arrives, we're going to have actually a bit of longing for the exile. We're actually going to miss the times before Mashiach arrived. How could it be? When Mashiach arrives, there's going to be divine revelations. There's going to be no more war. There's going to be abundance. There's going to be peace. There's going to be prophecy. There's going to be pleasure, divine pleasure. We're going to experience. We're going to be flying off God, so to speak. We're going to be in the greatest moods possible. We're going to be experiencing pleasure like never before. Divine pleasure. Oineg, tainug, godly revelations. How could we possibly miss the times of exile when that happens? Frierdiker Rebbe explains we're going to miss the freedom of choice we had to serve God. We're going to miss the preciousness of serving God before Mashiach arrives. We're going to miss choosing to serve God. When Mashiach arrives, it's going to be so obvious. No one's going to sin. It's going to be clear, godly revelation. We're going to realize the Master, Hashem, is the King. We're never going to want to rebel against Him. But when Mashiach arrives, we're going to no longer have the ability to choose Hashem. So let's come close to Hashem now. Let's get ready for the days of Mashiach. Let's win this war, the war of Gog and Magog, the war that's happening right now, the war that there's no limit to how fast this process can be. There's no limit to how smooth the redemption can be. Yes, there's prophecies that there will be destruction, but we know that negative prophecies don't have to happen. Positive prophecies has to happen. So if we serve Hashem in the proper way with great intensity, we will experience the positive prophecies. We will. So we have to do our part. We have to accelerate this process. We have to push ourselves, focus on the goal, focus on Hashem. Think about Hashem more and more and more. Invite Hashem into our lives. We have to realize that this is possible. There are tzaddikim, there are holy people who experience the divine. Prophecy will return to the Jewish people in the times of Mashiach. We can all unlock this within ourselves. There's no limit to how high each and every one of us could reach. We have to believe in ourselves. We have to realize that we have Moses in us. That there's no limit to how high we can reach. May Hashem bless you all. May we experience this today.